Hello friends. Well, I am Sunil Ranjan and I am an English teacher. Now I have come up with De Shakespeare Nostrati. It means of our countryman Shakespeare, and this article is written by Ben Jonson, whose period was 1573 to 1637. Well, here I begin. William Shakespeare was the greatest dramatist of the Elizabethan England. He is widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's greatest dramatist. He wrote 37 plays, about 200 sonnets and 2 long poems. He had a highly imaginative and contemplative mind. His plays reflect his imaginative apprehension of human life. Shakespeare wrote 3 kinds of plays: comedy, tragedy, and history plays. In his comedies, he presented his comic vision of life. In his comedies, he explored the happy aspect of human nature. In his tragedies, he presented death and suffering of mankind. His presentation of historical events and his imaginative power through his history plays make him an extraordinary dramatist. His highly imaginative power of handling events of history and powerful people make his plays highly artistic and magnify the role of the main characters. The remarkable thing about his characters is that they all carry a distinct individuality of their own. He never presented similar characters in his plays. Ben Jonson was a contemporary of Shakespeare. He appreciated Shakespeare's greatness and even wrote a poem in his memory. He admitted that the quality of Shakespeare's writing was such that neither man nor muse could appreciate its beauty and excellence. Ben Jonson realized the worth of Shakespeare and called him the wonder of our stage and the soul of the age. When Jonson compared Shakespeare with Chaucer, Spenser, Beaumont, and Fletcher, he finds Shakespeare ranking much higher than them. Shakespeare depicted nature, both in its human as well as natural form. Praising Shakespeare, Jonson said that as long as nature was alive, Shakespeare's plays continued to be the classics of English literature. Not only Jonson admired the merit of Shakespeare, but he also ridiculed his writing by calling it small Latin and less Greek, which meant Shakespeare's lack of formal institutional education. What he wrote was from what he had learned from his personal observation and experience through life. Ben Jonson was of the view that Shakespeare's plays had universal appeal, as one could find memorable descriptions of nature in them. Shakespeare was a born poet, as he had the poetic spark and creative fire that aroused and delighted. He was not a conscious writer, as he did not have any formal education. He wrote what came to his mind, and it is said that he never blotted any line when he wrote. He never cared to correct his writings. Had he done so, he would have left them flawless. Shakespeare had a very free and broad outlook on life. According to Ben Jonson, he had an excellent fantasy, brave notions, and gentle expressions. Having studied Shakespeare's works deeply, Jonson concluded that the merits of Shakespeare outshine the demerits of his writing. Jonson's criticism of Shakespeare is important, as both belong to the same period. It offers contemporary evidence about the appeal and value of his plays. As literary criticism developed much later, Jonson gave only a sketchy and fragmental view of his writings. His criticism of Shakespeare lacks depth, analysis, and penetration, which are essential elements of literary criticism today. Well, now friends, I come to the end of this session, and if you have subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you haven't, and if you choose to subscribe, I promise that I'll be coming up with finer videos for you from time to time. Thank you.